Hi everyone, we'll just quickly start. I'll just give a quick rundown on what 0G is for those who are new to it. I know you guys are familiar, you built on top of 0G as well. And also like what are the tracks we have for like ETH Global Hackathon tomorrow to the day after. So I'll just give a quick rundown on the tracks, what you can do, a few tips, and also like all the resources that currently we have that you can utilize in order to build on top of 0G. And also if you have any questions, do let me know and we can help you with that. So we have Rooks from our event team, we have Uday from our Devrel team, myself Gathin, Devrel at 0G as well. And we have two more team members who will be joining us shortly as well. And these are some new additions to our team and we call them our extended Devrel team. And currently they are helping us with just getting the crowd attraction. But soon they will be able to get themselves into a proper agentic mode. So these are like Unity robots and they have like customizable SDKs. So with these SDKs, what you can do is you can power them up with your own AI agents so they can think autonomously when they see things and they can react autonomously by powering them up with LLMs. So we will do that soon and we have, I just explain our stack, then you can see how it's related to us having these robots here. So if you're good, let's get started. Awesome. Before I get started, those who are new to 0G, may I just know who are like, this is your first time hearing about 0G? Nice. You guys all know about 0G, have been before? No problem, awesome. Glad to hear that we have a lot of familiar faces as well, so I'll just run down really quick and give you in detail about the global hackathons as well. Awesome. So to get started with, I'll just give what 0G is. So 0G is the first intelligent layer 1 chain for on-chain AI. So what is that is we are a EVM compatible layer 1 blockchain which dedicates us to bring a complete, the AI which is powered by centralized currently to make them decentralized. So that includes a complete stack of training them on-chain, having like training data sets, labeling data sets, whether it may be like deploying the model, having a verifiable inferencing, and also having a fine-tuning layer on top of it. So that brings us a complete stack of what you can achieve with centralized into like a decentralized aspect. So with the current centralized, like what is the problem that you might face is that it's a complete black box. For example, you use like ChatGPT and you aren't aware of what is the data it's being trained on, where are the data centers, how it's hosted, like whether it's being censored, the data, like for example, this guy has a Puma trouser. So if you ask like which is the best shoe to wear, and it tells you that Puma is the best brand out there. What if like the brand itself like paid a hefty amount to the centralized organization to promote this as like the best shoe, and it has like different model weightage, and also it's like a lot of data is censored, you don't have like the transparency out there. So for all the transparency aspect that you require, that's where like the blockchains play a big role in it. So to get started with, this is like a complete stack. We call it like a decentralized AI operating system. So an operating system is something that helps you connect with the hardware and gives you like an orchestration layer or allows you to build things on top of it. And also you can just orchestrate the efficiency of hardware. So with us, we consider the hardware as the blockchain and us as the decentralized AI operating system. So with that, we are a EVM compatible layer 1 chain. So we have like So we have like 4 core pillars. So one is the chain, we have a storage layer on top of it, we have a DA layer, as well as something we call as a service marketplace or a compute layer. So with these 4 pillars, you will be able to achieve this complete stack that I was mentioning to bring AI on chain. So starting with the chain, so it's an EVM compatible layer 1 chain with higher throughput. So, and it also like has like a really less block time and it has like a better throughput. So that is like a brief about the chain. I will dive into the details in the next slides. The next is like the 3 core pillars on top of it. So that is the storage, the DA, the compute. In the storage, you can think of like, why do we need to have like an inbuilt storage when there are like other storage providers out there in the market which we could leverage. But the thing with AI and having like models on chain is that you need to make sure that it has like better throughput and it's also cost efficient. So which the existing providers aren't optimized for. So with our storage, you can store both structured data and unstructured data as well. And also recently our team did like a research called as DiLocoX, with which on office data bandwidth, we were able to upload like 100 GB 100 GB plus 100 billion plus parameter model on top of our 0G storage. So that brings us having a native storage into us. So having like an inferencing layer on top, the latency between having a native storage and also having an inbuilt compute makes things much more efficient. The DA layer has like an off-chain backup for all your historical data that happens on chain, and yeah, that's like a quick brief about the storage and the DA. And the main the cream part on the cookie is the compute that we have. So our compute currently has like a sealed inferencing with which you will be able to get verifiable outputs from AI models. So the complete processing of input-output happens in a TE environment, which is called as a trusted execution environment. Hi, welcome. So the RAG part, the training part, it will be soon on chain. And one part that we have recently launched on mainnet is that we have like the fine tuning live on mainnet as well. So with fine tuning, currently we have like few models like Twin, DeepSeek, GPT OSS, and the best model that currently we have is GLM 5.1. So with that, you will be able to fine tune it based on your requirement that you want to build on top of it. So that is the fine tuning layer that's available. The service marketplace is like a connectivity layer for everything. So here, if you have your own H100 or H200 GPUs, you can host your own AI models. Soon we will be having like a marketplace open, so you can rent GPUs, host your models, and you can get paid for it. If you're like lending your own GPUs, you can get paid for users using it. Or if you are having like your models and based on the inferencing cost, you can get a small amount of commission for that as well. And the alignment layer, it was like last year September, I guess. Yeah, it was 25 September. So we did our node sale, and in that node sale we have distributed around like 175,000. I'm not sure like which metric you're used to. So in India we call it like 1,75,000. So 175,000 nodes were sold to our community. So in the future, what this does is, it gives the community access to monitor the functioning of this complete system. So if it finds something goes wrong, it has the ability to, or like the voting power to involve in the consensus and make changes to it. So currently, we have like a big community of like around like 900,000 people on our Discord, being part of it. And yeah, and we did our TG as well last year. And our token is called 0G, and we are live on mainnet since last September. So yeah, these are the 4 core components. Yeah, I'll just give you a quick down, like why 0G storage. When I mentioned about that, I just give a complete overview together on a single slide though. So with 0G storage, it's like $5,000 per month, whereas when we compare it with AWS, it's 100K per month. So it's like almost 80 to 90% of cost saving that you get with 0G. Yeah, so this is the 744 billion parameter model of GLM5 that is currently live on 0G compute. And it is key encrypted, the final hash that, for example, once you give an input to the model, what the processing happens in a TE, and the verification of it is stored as a ZKML proof on top of our 0G chain as well. And I forgot to mention that we are completely modular. So either you just want to use a chain, for example, you find something efficient with other chains that you want to use, and you just want to utilize our compute layer, you will be able to use just the inferencing part. If you want to use just the storage, if you want an efficient, fast and super cheap storage, you could use just that with the application that you have in other chains, or you have some other protocols that you have built on your own. And for example, you are at L1 yourself, if you want to use RDA layer, you could use that as well. So we are a complete modular stack, but if you want to leverage the fullest potential, you use the complete stack as well. So yeah, that's how it is. Yes, the speed is like for the DA, it's like almost 50 Gbps of throughput. The chain current TPS is 11K per shard, and also the block finalities is like, we have achieved like 500 milliseconds. So this is like 1 second timer that we have. It's like a bit outdated. We have almost achieved like 500 milliseconds right now. Awesome. So this is about what you can do on top of this. And this is one other core feature that we have, which we call it as intelligent NFTs. So intelligent NFTs, or we rebrand it as an agentic ID. This helps you to give an ID or like an identity to your agent. So for example, you deploy an agent, and this NFT minted, it's like an identity for that agent. So if you transfer this NFT, it means that you're transferring the ownership of the agent to some other person. So this becomes like an ID card for the agent, to just have it a brief overview. So this standard is being implemented, and this is one of the core features, because we have the AI, we have the models, we have the agents right now. This is what it gives life to it. And X402, I don't think we have the team here yet. So just to mention, yesterday we had a zero coding event, and one of the team, what they did is, they are like two agents, and what it does is like they gave like two different agentic IDs to the agents, and that agentic IDs will be able to like do X402 payments with each other. So it's like kind of like ENS for agents. You could think it that way. So yeah, so these are like the funding metric that we have, that we are heavily funded. We have like 300 million on our bank accounts. Not mine personally, I wish so. And we have like 400 integrations plus stack, and we have like a really huge ecosystem. I'm also proud to say that we have the largest on-chain AI ecosystem that you can find in the market right now. And this is an ecosystem fund that we have, the $88 million. So we have a program called as Guild on 0G, which is a sub-part of it, which we have allocated like $8.8 million to it. So in which, if you're like early stage developers trying to build some application natively on 0G, we will help you completely with the integration and technical support, funding requirements, as well as any connections that you need within our ecosystem as well. So you can find that on, I didn't get the link here, but if you need, just do reach out to me or Uday. So it's guild.0gfoundation.ai. Yeah, this is the alignment notes that I mentioned. These are the existing problems, that you are vendor logged in, there is no ownership to it, it's centralized control. Even the incentives aren't very clear to the users, and for example, in centralized, you don't know what is the actual inferencing cost and what is the cost that you are paying to them. And you just need to believe. For example, Claude, they just gave like us like a free 2 weeks tire last 2 weeks. But the thing is, it's like a typical SaaS move. So you just give us a free tire, then you just reduce the actual limit. So you don't feel the difference once you're back. Yes, I'll just give you a quick overview. That's mostly on what 0G is. Uday, do you have the global site? We have, before I jump into that, who are all participating in ETH Global tomorrow? That is the important question here. Who are all joining ETH Global Hackathon tomorrow? Nice, we have a good number of hands, glad to hear that. So yeah, we have a total bounty of $15,000, and the first track that we have is the best OpenClaw agent on 0G. So for example, you could use any other AI agent framework, or a claw agent, for example, the existing zero claw, null claw, or the nano claw. That you can use any agentic framework or a claw framework, and you need to utilize 0G's compute, and the more you use, the better. The storage, the chain, the more you use, the better it is. So you could use, there are a few examples that we have given over here. You can try building those. The favorite one of mine is obviously the know your agent system, so which I really wish someone builds during this hackathon as well. So yeah, these are some bounties that we have in the first track. And the next one goes to the best DeFi app on 0G. So we aren't just an AI chain, we are a layer 1 chain, and we want to build the ecosystem around it. And the DeFi app that I mentioned, I wish it is AI as well. So yeah, that means that have AI powered. I wish I just renamed the title as AI, because the complete description mentioned is you need to utilize AI. So yeah, you need a multi-agent DeFi swarm, AI-powered prediction market, a niche AI model marketplace, a federated LoRa fine-tuning platform, in which using like DeFi models, people can contribute their credits or tokens, and they will be able to help with the fine-tuning process. So this is track 2. We have $6,000 allocated for it. And the final track is wildcard on 0G, which 2 teams will be building. Like, you can build anything on 0G, which is not mentioned earlier. So it can be like fine-tuning marketplace, AI models, INFT or agentic ID launchpads, AI music art generation, one example that I mentioned, X402 related payment system. That is a great example of what we had yesterday as well. So yeah, this is our bounty. We have a $15,000 bounty. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. This event, we want you to meet each other. Like if you don't have a team, you can meet each other. If you want to interact something, you could just feel free to do it. And yeah, thank you so much. Just be around. And if you want to try these guys out, just let me know as well. Okay. That's a funny pop-up at the right time. Thank you so much, guys. Please help yourself. We have some catering food as well. Thank you. And also, sorry, I'll just quickly interrupt as well. So if you want a good place to start building on top of 0G, so we have build.0g.ai, which is our builder hub. So we have a dedicated section for you if you are a white coder. We have made sure that all the documentation is like AI context index, so it is really good for LLMs to process these data. So we have all the resources for you to get started. If you're using Claude, we have the 0G agent skills. I know I may talk like we are like decentralized AI, but still with the existing tools, you can white code with using Claude or like other providers that are there out in the market. But we have like, if there's like for example, we have a custom project called as Open Adapter. With that, what you can do is you can power 0G's GLM onto your Claude Core platform, and you can utilize it as well. So these are a few resources for you to get started. And yeah, I'll just give a quick walkthrough. And once you start building, we have our toolings, SDKs, documentation links, tutorials, and a showcase page where we have all the previous builders from our previous hackathons, like the product that they have built, we have just showcased on the platform. It's almost 81, but it will be updated by tomorrow, so you can find more than 100 projects that you can take as an inspiration of what you can build on top of 0G. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.